Sairam everyone and welcome back to our political science class. Children, I'm not going to start with any new lesson today, but we are going to do some revision and prepare ourselves for the exam. As I told you, again I'm reminding you that lesson number 1 of political science is deleted from the syllabus. So we are not studying that. Okay. So revision, we are going to start of lesson number 2. And what is that? Chapter 2. What is democracy? Why democracy? Okay. We have already done this lesson. So I'm sure you know simple definition of democracy. Let's begin with this definition only. So what is the definition of democracy? Democracy is a form of government in which the rulers are elected by the people. Am I right? Now this definition separates democracy from other forms of government that are clearly not democratic. Am I right? Here I can give you example of army ruler of Myanmar. Myanmar, who are not this ruler, they are not elected by the people. Yes, but one who controls the army becomes the ruler of the country. So no elections are then. No elections are conducted. Army ruler is the ruler of the country. That's the example of Myanmar. The next example here I would like to give you is about Nepal. We have discussed about Nepal. Nepal is ruled by the king. Yes, even Saudi Arabia, they are ruled by the king. Now, this king of Nepal and Saudi Arabia, they rule the country not because the people elected them, right? But because they ruled the country because they were born in a royal family. So they ruled the country. This Nepal and Saudi Arabia, I'm talking about them. So can we call these countries as democratics? Well, yeah, we cannot call them a democratic countries. But can we call all those countries as democratics where elections are conducted? Yes, elections are there. No, not at all. All those countries where elections are conducted cannot be said as democratic. Yeah, we will study this also. Okay, so these countries, they are called as non-democratic. And so we have to carefully study which country is democratic and which country is non-democratic. To understand it, we have to study and understand the main features of democracy. Okay, this we will understand with the help of examples of different countries. Let us see this definition again. Democracy is a form of government in which the rulers are elected by people, right? Now children, there are many keywords in this definition. Just see here, form of government, elected, the rulers the people. Okay, these are the keywords. There are many questions hidden in this definition. Many questions are hidden in this definition. So let's see what are these questions. When we say form of government, okay, when we say form of government, what kind of form of government we are talking about? Is it, I'll give an example of Bhutan. Bhutan is ruled by the king, but they say it is a democratic. Can we call it as a democratic country? No. Then we will move on to the rulers. Okay, who are these rulers? Are they the monarchs? Are they the dictators? Or are they elected representatives? Elected by the people? Who are these rulers? Then the elections. Okay, what kind of election? How are these rulers elected? How these elections are conducted? Whether they have multi-party system, wherein the people have choice. Either he can elect a member, a candidate from one party or the another party, like we have in India, multi-party system. So do the people have choice? Okay, then the next one is people. Who are these people? We all are included in this people. You, me, everyone. All of us are people. But what about the age? What about the gender? Whether all citizens are given rights to vote? Now you all are small. You don't have right to vote. But the people who are 18 and above 18, they have right to vote. So exactly who these people are? So there are many questions in this definition. To know this, what exactly is democracy? We need to study the features of democracy. Okay, so let us see the features of democracy now. Let's begin with major decisions by elected leaders. Here we will talk about Pakistan. Let's see what happened in Pakistan. He is General Pervez Musharraf. Yeah, he was president of Pakistan. Now, how he became the president of Pakistan? Let's see over here. See, Musharraf led a military coup in Pakistan that was in the year 1999. That is, he forcibly took all powers in his hand. Okay, military coup means the government which was democratic, which was elected by the people of Pakistan, was thrown out by Musharraf. He overthrew this democratic government. See, he was from military, and this elected government was thrown, and he declared himself chief executive. But later, he declared himself the president of Pakistan. He designated himself as the president of Pakistan. See now here, the elected government was thrown out by a military officer. Now, further what he did is he conducted a referendum. Referendum means conducting vote at a particular political question. Okay, something related to politics, and the people have to vote yes or no. So the referendum was held in 2002 in Pakistan, and Musharraf granted himself an extension of 5 years. The topic of referendum was whether Musharraf should continue as the president Yeah, for next 5 years. He took a legitimacy or permission from the people to continue for next 5 years. Yes, he got this. And for next 5 years, he continued as the president of Pakistan. But he was criticized. Musharraf was criticized by the Pakistani media itself. Not only the Pakistani media, but human rights organization and democratic activists, they all criticized this referendum. They said that this referendum was based on malpractice and fraud. That is, Musharraf is going to be the president for next 5 years, not by the people's wish, but he brought himself by using dirty tricks, and he will be continuing as the president of Pakistan. Let us talk about legal framework order in Pakistan. Okay, now what happened was, in August 2002, Musharraf issued a legal framework order. Okay, now he brought changes in Pakistan constitution. See, he brought changes. He changed the constitution. He took all powers in his hands. That is, as a president of Pakistan, now he had the right, or he can dismiss the members of national, or he can dismiss the national and provincial assemblies. And who were the members of this national and provincial assemblies? They were elected by the people. Now see, president had the power to overthrow this elected members. Okay, dismiss this assemblies. Okay, now also according to this order, the president of Pakistan had the power to overthrow this elected leaders. We saw this. Now, he established Security Council, National Security Council. Now, according to this council, okay, it was dominated by the military. Okay, now elections were held for national and provincial assemblies. These elected representatives, they enjoyed some power. All powers, they were not given all powers. All the final decisions and all, they couldn't take all decisions around. Very little power was given to this elected members of national and provincial assemblies. Okay, but the final power, as I told you, the final power rested with the military officers and Pervez Musharraf. The civilian cabinet was also supervised by this National Security Council. So children, can we call, no, so we can see the powers enjoyed by the military officers who were not elected by the people. Can you call Pakistan a democratic country? Can you call Pakistan under General Pervez Musharraf a democratic? That is not right. It is not true. Okay, elections were conducted. Absolutely right. In Pakistan, elections were conducted. But just because elections were conducted, we cannot call it as democratic country. People had elected their representatives to national and provincial assemblies, but they were not really rulers. They were not allowed to take final decision. All powers to take final decisions were rested with military and with Musharraf, right? Here in Pakistan, we saw the real power rested with some external power, that is the military, and not with the elected representatives. This cannot be called as people's rule, right? Can we call it as people's rule? No. So, our first feature is, in a democracy, the final decision-making power must rest with those elected by the people. This is our first feature. We need to understand it. Let us move on to the next topic, that is free and fair electoral competition. Here we will talk about China. Okay, this is the flag of China. Now, after every 5 years, elections were held in China, like we have in India. These elections were conducted to elect the members of National People's Congress. This National People's Congress had the power to elect the president of the country. It had 3,000 members. These members were elected from all over China. Some members were also elected by the army officials. Now I want to show you the flag of China. Right? Here is the Chinese parliament. Okay, now we'll continue. Every candidate who wanted to contest election needed approval of the Chinese Communist Party before contesting elections. Okay, or also they can take approval from 8 smaller parties which were allied to this Communist Party. Okay, now when elections were held in the year 2002 and 2003, government, Communist Party won the election. Okay, but government also was formed. Elections were conducted, but no other party could contest these elections. A candidate had to mold himself according to the Chinese Communist Party. Can we call it as a free and fair elections? Can we call it? No. Here is the image of Chinese Communist Party. Now, the another example we will see is that of Mexico. Here is the flag of Mexico. Now, after every 6 years, elections were held in Mexico. After its independence, that was in the year 1930. Okay. Now, till 2000, every election was won by one single party, and that was PRI. Full form of PRI is Institutional Revolutionary Party. This case of Mexico was different from that of China. Many other parties did contest elections. In China, there was no other party. Here, there were many parties who were contesting election. Okay, but this opposition party of PRI, they did not manage to win. The PRI so there was a big question, how did the PRI won all the elections till 2006? 2002, I'm sorry. This PRI, they used many dirty tricks. And what were these tricks? What did they do is, those who were employed in government offices, they were forced to attend party meeting. Government teachers, even they were involved. Okay, what did this government teachers do? They forced the parents to vote for the PRI party. Media of Mexico was also in favor of PRI, this party. They criticized the opposition party and ignored the activities done by the opposition party. They never praised or never brought into public the work done, the good work done by the opposition parties. In fact, they criticized them. Okay, here is the flag of PRI. With this, we can conclude that election must offer choice to the people. Right, na? So, our second feature is a democracy must be based on free and fair elections where those currently in power have a fair chance of losing. Right? Children, I'll stop over here. I'll continue with our revision in the next class. Till then, take care. Thank you.